Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be walking you through the importance of landing pages to your marketing strategy. And you might be thinking, wait a second, I've already invested a lot of my marketing budget in my website. Why are you telling me that I need to do more? The answer here is that well-designed landing pages are a huge component of delivering significant results for your business. This is not to discount the importance of the rest of your site. Rather, landing pages really complement your website by serving a very specific purpose. They act essentially as the sales arm of your website. Landing pages are designed to do the heavy lifting of converting web visitors to leads. Every business needs to maximize the benefit of their web properties and generate more high quality leads that can be converted to opportunities and closed. And we'll show you how easy it is to do that with Insightly Marketing's landing pages functionality. I'm Melinda Prescher, Insightly's Senior Product Marketing Manager. I've got Dan Phillips, one of Insightly's Senior Technical Account Managers, with me today too. Dan will demonstrate just how easy it is to build great landing pages in Insightly.
Hi, everybody. Great to be here. I've got a lot to show you today about landing pages and how they help your business. Landing pages are a key feature of Insightly Marketing, and a lot of my customers are leveraging landing pages every day. So I'll be showing you how easy it is to get started.
Okay, so let's get going. Here's the agenda. We're going to start with the challenges that we hear most from customers as they work to improve their lead generation strategies. And then I'll spend some time explaining the what, how, and the why of landing pages, how that relates to solving customer challenges, show you some good examples and best practices, and also some examples of maybe what not to do. I'll walk through what Insightly Marketing offers, and then after that, Dan will bring landing pages to life in a demo. And finally, I'll close by speaking to the benefits of Insightly's unified platform. I have Courtney on the line with us today. She is here to answer questions throughout the webinar. And like usual, if your question isn't answered during this session, if we don't quite get to it, we run out of time, I'll be sure to have someone follow up with you afterward. So let's move right into those challenges that can be solved by landing pages. The first is really the most critical. Customers are putting resources into their digital strategies, but we find that they're still unhappy with the ROI of their marketing efforts. They're seeing poor lead quality, poor lead quantity. Conflict between sales and marketing is escalating as sales really starts to shine a spotlight on marketing and indicate that opportunities and conversion are limited by lack of high quality pipeline. And related to this is a root cause. Without the clear guardrails that designated landing pages provide, customers are finding barriers as they try to capture information about their web visitors. Without landing pages, which specifically limit navigation options and focus on a specific message with a clear call to action, it's actually much more difficult to capture the attention of customers and generate leads. There may also be internal conflict that arises without using landing pages. And what I mean by this is that there can be potential disagreements about the creative and content on the page, especially if the page wasn't designed specifically around lead capture, because it creates distraction for users. Without unique landing pages, it's really hard to make good decisions about creative, what's working, what's not, what's a strong call to action, what's driving performance. And in practice, what that typically means is that the loudest voice in the room tends to win the argument about creative and design rather than really letting the data speak for itself. And finally, budget challenges. Without a simple solution for landing pages like Insightly's, they're typically what customers see is that they have expensive creative needs, expensive development needs, because they need that assistance to design and develop pages for multiple marketing campaigns. So what exactly is a landing page and what does it look like? It's a discrete web page built for a single purpose: to convert visitors to leads. Landing pages are typically built specifically around creating a call to action, something like downloading a white paper, registering for a webinar, or requesting a contact from sales to maximize conversion. They're created as a separate entity from your website because distractions really should be limited. You want to remove competing links and any other navigation options so you have the visitor's complete attention. This gives you control over where you want your web visitors to go and what behavior you'd like to drive. Namely, you want them to visit this page, you want them to get interested in the offer and share their contact information so customers can so you can actually communicate with prospects, ultimately leading to sales interactions and revenue conversion. Landing pages are composed of several unique elements that I want to highlight. Keep in mind that not every landing page will necessarily use all of these elements all the time. As you build out all your landing pages for your campaigns, you'll actually want to test to see what's best for your business. But in general, this really sums up exactly what you're going to want to think about as you build out landing pages. Obviously, great copy is really important. You need clear, succinct content, including a great headline with a really clear description about the purpose of the landing page. You need short, succinct body copy describing the benefits of what you're offering, a clear call to action, typically demonstrating urgency. You also obviously need a form to capture information, and you want that form to feed right into Insightly's unified platform. You want that form to be above the fold rather than at the end of a very long string of copy. You want this to be immediately obvious to your web visitors. You need an offer. It could be a discount, an event like a webinar, an ebook, or also simply a contact from sales. You want to pique the visitor's interest with your copy, and you want to deliver on something compelling enough for that audience to share their contact information. You really need to use on-brand creative that resonates with your customers. Sometimes that means images. Sometimes it just means making it recognizable so that they know they can trust that this is you, that you're capturing their information, that it's not something that is not trustworthy and reliable. Another good element to bring in is social proof. You want to bring in quotes and testimonials from your best customers, logos of your best customers, so that, again, that trust factor is really elevated. And finally, you want to wrap it up with a really great thank you message after the visitor fills out the form. Let them know what to expect. Let them know that they've been registered or that someone from sales will be reaching out to them just as soon as possible. So I wanted to bring to life the comparison between what makes a good landing pages, or what makes a good landing page rather, and landing pages that might actually benefit from some changes. The one on the left is really interesting to me as a marketer. The first thing that occurred to me was the question, are they possibly testing this form? Am I seeing one of the test variants? And the reason I say this is because I've tested many forms during my marketing career, but I've never seen one with this many fields outperform a shorter, more succinct form. This one looks a little bit to me like it might be suffering from death by committee, for example, or lack of marketing involvement and marketing guardrails. It kind of looks like multiple teams had various inputs that they wanted to capture. And instead of streamlining and fine tuning, they simply decided to go with everybody's input. It looks to me like it's much more about the needs of Amazon Web Services. There are too many fields to fill out. It's too complex, and it's not really organized around the needs of the customer. And even though the one on the right doesn't use images to supplement the design, it still uses on-brand color, a typeface that's really easy on the eyes, and it doesn't require arbitrary or excessive amounts of detail. It's clean, it's crisp. It also uses social proof. You can see down at the bottom, they've got some of their biggest logos shown. Really great proof to demonstrate why someone should trust this company. Their approach was to place the majority of their content and their benefit copy on the previous screen before clicking through to the form, which I think is a pretty nice approach too, that really focuses in on just those form fields and then getting the customer, or the prospect rather, to move on. So Insightly landing pages, they're available on every single Insightly marketing plan. And when we built landing pages, we wanted to make it really easy for anyone, not just marketing and tech experts, to be able to create landing pages quickly and easily. We offer pre-built landing page templates that you can easily go into and edit yourself. Insightly Marketing also offers a very simple drag and drop builder, so you can add your own copy, images, logos, videos, buttons, and more, whatever you want to add. You have total control over you want each section placed on the page. You simply add a section and then add copy to that section, and you can move those sections around. You'll see what that looks like during the demo. I actually used the drag and drop builder to create this simple landing page in literally 5 minutes. You can easily clone a landing page for a new campaign, switching out just a few key elements as needed. So again, that's a real time saver as you think through various marketing campaigns and tailoring landing pages to each campaign. And through the build process, you're prompted to create finish actions via the form handler setup. These are important because it really helps maximize the interaction with web visitors after they fill out your form. So some examples of finish actions would be things like creating a task in the CRM. So you can prompt a salesperson to make an introductory appointment. You can update a prospect score. You can convert a prospect to a lead. You can add tags to attribute prospects and leads to marketing campaigns so that you can track performance of those campaigns. You can update a lead source in Insightly. You can run a Lambda function. You can trigger a new contact in QuickBooks, for example, or send a sample to a prospect via Shopify. And you can also add prospects to lists for future marketing campaigns based on the actions that they take. Because this is part of Insightly Marketing, your metrics like page views, signups, and submission metrics are really easy to find and can be easily attributed to the prospect record. So you have a 360-degree view of prospect actions and behaviors, and you can tailor new campaigns based on those behaviors. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I will hand it over to Dan to give the demo.
Thanks, Melinda. Let me go ahead and get that shared right now. So as Melinda mentioned, I work with many of our clients on our marketing product, and I've seen just how much value a solid landing page can bring to a marketing team's toolkit. One of the things that's important to keep in mind is it's really important to be able to be agile with marketing, be flexible with marketing, and landing pages let you not only be agile with your sales team's goals, but also make it very easy for you to capture information from prospects, from potential leads, bring that into the sales system as well. Additionally, like Melinda talked about already, it's a very simple system to use. So hopefully I'll be able to show you guys how you can start with a simple landing page. And as you deepen that understanding, move into something more complex, and ultimately lead to a higher value system overall for you and your team. So to get started here, what I'm going to go ahead and do is create a new one. And to do that, if I'm in my marketing account already, all I have to do is click on my landing page area and then create a new landing page. When I click that button, it's going to prompt me to enter a landing page name and a page title. The page name is what appears inside Insightly for me. The page title is actually going to appear visible to people visiting that landing page out in the wild. Page title and the page description also operate with SEO tags. So if you want to apply those tags so that your landing page can be searchable through search engines, that would be the place to do it. You also have an option to insert a custom URL here for your landing page. If you don't select a custom URL, we'll automatically generate one for you. Now, a lot of people are looking at this URL and thinking, but I don't want this to say pages.insightly. I want this to represent my company, be our own custom domain. That is totally fine. You can actually use subdomains to allow you to represent this with your own domain very easily. We have a wonderful guide for how to do that in our help center. To speed things up, I actually pre-filled this out. So we're just going to move on to the next page here, but that's all you need to do. Once I go here, I'm going to be prompted to select a form. You may or may not need to have a form on your landing page, depending on how you use it. Most landing pages will have a form because you want to have some way to capture the information of your prospect or your lead. So for example, if I have a webinar that I want to sign people up for, I'm going to want to have a form enabled there. If I'm going to have a white paper that I want people to download, I'll probably want to have a form there. But if I also want to use landing pages to help me generate other smaller web pages for myself, for example, if I need a custom thank you page for people who fill in a different form, then you may not use a form handler on your page. So for example, here, I can say don't embed a form at all if I'm going to be creating just a standard thank you page, or if I'm going to be creating a actual landing page to capture lead, I can either use an existing form handler and use one of my existing forms, or I can create a new one directly from scratch. So for example, here you can see I can add in different fields from my prospect or CRM, and then I can choose whether or not I am going to be showing a confirmation message on the landing page itself, redirecting to another page, and whether or not I want to allow duplicates. Once I go ahead and hit next here, I'm going to be prompted to select a template. So if you don't want to use a template and you want to start from scratch, I can obviously use a blank template here, but we'll also have custom landing page templates that you can use to help you generate new landing pages as you go. And those are very easy to set up. They use the exact same system. Thankfully, if I do want to design something from scratch, it's actually very simple because we're using the exact same system that we use for our email designer. And that means it's a drag and drop block-based system. This means that it's really, really simple for your team that's already gotten used to that tool to be able to come in and start making landing pages as needed. You can see all I need to do is choose which rows I want to add to this content and then add those content blocks in. So for example, I can make this an image very easily, add text here, add my form down below or into this content block or right above it. And it's just a matter of dragging and dropping and changing those settings from around this area. So if you're familiar with this email system, it should be a real breeze. You should feel right at home. Once you're happy with the design, which obviously in this case, we would not be moving forward. But if I were, all I have to do is hit next, it'll save the design, and this will become a live landing page. So for an example of one that I built earlier, I actually have this landing page right here. So this is one built entirely using drag and drop tools, no HTML involved at all. I have, very little HTML experience myself personally. So this is a very simple thing to throw together. You can see we have our call to action, our form entry, and then our proof of, client proof here as well, showing you this is somebody else who's utilized this service, this feature. And that's it. You have a live landing page at your disposal, but leaving it there would actually just be a little bit of a waste because we can pair landing pages with other Insightly features to automate every interaction and to maximize the functionality for your team. Going back to the strategy that we talked about of crawl, walk, run, this might be considered more of a walking side of things or a running side of things. But for example, we can go back to this form, this actual landing page here, and go to that form handler. And when I'm in that form handler, I can actually go ahead and adjust those finish actions. So I can say, hey, when someone submits this form, I want to notify a specific user on my team. Prospect donor works for me. And then I might also want to just immediately convert them into a lead because I want to make sure that we start working on this, contacting this person right away from the sales perspective. And I can just do that very quickly, very easily, and it'll apply automatically to any form submission that comes through. Additionally, I can actually utilize other features to decide what would be the best solution for me. So for example, we just recently released a conditional logic feature within emails that we send that allow you to send or show or hide different sections of your email, depending on the content inside the prospect that you own. A great example of where you could use that with landing pages would be to send them to different landing pages depending on how much information you actually have on that prospect. So that would be more of a running feature because it's a little bit more complex, but just gives you an idea of how you can really utilize the entire system to make not only this one feature shine, but make the entire process a lot more self-sufficient and automated. And hopefully, by implementing all these features alongside each other, you're ensuring that you're marketing to more people with more specificity with less effort.
Thank you so much, Dan, for that. That was really, really good, really helpful. So I'm going to move on to, I want to touch on a really important point to kind of bring all of this together. And what that point is, I want to talk about the unified platform. So we believe that this is a key differentiator for your business in that all of your customer data is in one place on one platform, and it is flowing naturally between marketing and sales. So you have a single unified view of your customers. It sounds really simple, but it's the reason why Insightly is so unique. It allows your customer facing teams, marketing, sales, delivery, to stay aligned as your customer relationships and touch points evolve. And so, as you know from experience, as you use Insightly Marketing, as marketing teams begin to engage with prospects, you have relatively limited information about the needs of those prospects. But as you start to interact with them through Insightly Marketing, and see what your prospects respond to and engage with, you get more information into the hands of sales teams so that they're equipped to have more insightful, relevant conversations that deliver better experiences to prospects and leads. This helps your sales team speak to the value that your prospects and leads are looking for, driving more pipeline, higher conversion, and more effective sales velocity. And once sales closes the deal, the delivery team benefits from all of the information gathered through the marketing and sales cycle and has the ability to kick off projects effectively and track projects through to completion. The unified platform allows you to align your teams, streamline your process, and deliver on great customer experiences through the power of your data. So thank you so much for your time today. Our team would love to learn more about how we can help you reach your objectives and create impact. So please don't hesitate to reach out and get in touch with us to kick off the conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today.